saw an ad for a webinar on mastering Excel. To become an Excel master was a series of webinars on Excel where you would learn the fundamental skills needed to navigate and use Excel efficiently, including data entry, basic formulas, and functions. Look, I got nothing against Excel. I use it to store data. Here's the thing. It's a great tool, just not for running your business. From the home base in snowy Brookfield, Wisconsin, welcome to episode 173 of Inside, Connect, and Simplify, sponsored by the benefit companies. Roger here, human capital management consultant, and you would be surprised how many times I hear business owners tell me how they manage a part of their business using tools like Word, Excel, spreadsheets, etc., to track and report information about their company. And by the way, if you don't use those tools to run your business, that's awesome. My question to you would be, have the tech and processes been in place for more than a year? Because if they have, whatever you brought online is probably already outdated if your vendor's not already doing updates. That said, I'm not judging. I use Word and Excel all the time. Okay, I'm judging a little bit. I use Excel to drop lines of data. I use Word to write content like this podcast. I am judging if it's used to track things like who signed out which company asset, like cars, laptops, phones. I'm judging if it's used to track PTO requests. Frankly, I'm judging you if your PTO requests are coming in on a paper form and you're still using paper time cards. All right. Judging is kind of harsh. And Matthew 7:1 says, do not judge or you will be judged. So maybe not judging, but I'm curious, why? I've heard reasons like, hey, this is where we started tracking info, and I've not really looked at any other options. It's cheap and it's easy. They have a system, or they just don't know a better way. Here's a couple stories, and I'm telling you, true stories. I hear them all the time. Here's a couple. I met with a controller. We're talking about the review process. Imagine I have air quotes around the word process. This company has been in business for years, and they're successful in spite of themselves. They kept track of reviews on paper in a cardboard box in a spare room near the controller's office. There really was no process. They have one review form for all the different employee groups. No formal timetable or calendar to get them done. I'm not sure how they keep people on staff when there's no process or documentation. It's not really my problem, as he didn't want to really fix it, so they continue on with paper forms in a box. There's another owner who told me all about his vendor relationships and that everything was good until we talked about hiring and onboarding. They have no formal process. The managers do all the work. They all do it differently. And they don't have an HR professional on staff to make sure they're compliant. And again, that works for him. It's all on paper. It's really not my problem because he didn't want to fix it either. Or there's this one. It's kind of just a one-line story. They tracked PTO on the whiteboard of chaos. Look, I'm not a business owner. However, I work with them all the time. The successful ones are organized, smart, always learning. And the really successful ones recognize when they don't have the time to learn things, they hire consultants and install technology to get processes right. And most business owners will tell you if they started over, the first things that they would do differently is automate as much as possible and hire experts to help scale the business. So if you could automate anything in your admin processes, what would it be? Would it be PTO? Would it be reviews? Would it be onboarding and hiring? Would it be compensation, tracking time, recruiting, training, the whole enrollment paperwork process? or how you process payroll, your reporting, tracking company assets, tracking certifications and continuing ed, enrolling in the retirement plan? Or what about the whole employee access piece where they can potentially go in and make edits and changes to their personal info instead of handing paper to HR to get it done? Or they could have access to pay stubs and W-2s instead of requesting HR to produce them. What would be just one thing that you would love to get off your plate that is manual or paper-based or requires multiple data entry points? Or you need to wait for the update overnight, or you need to merge with other reports in another system, or you just need to see something and it's just not that easy to pull up because your system is not capable. Again, I'm not blasting Excel. It has its uses. But here's the other side of this whole discussion. I'm sure the Mastery of Excel webinar is fantastic and full of great tips to improve your Excel skills and abilities. But even if you wanted to become an Excel master, do you really have the time to invest? Let us help you get your life back. 2 parts: hire a consultant. First, to find out if there's a better way to solve your issue, but second, they probably can do it faster and better than you ever could. Trade your money for the time. And consultants walk in the door already having forgotten more than you'll ever learn about whatever the topic is. It's time to pay the expert because the ROI is undeniable. Remember, the return for the money invested is time, and time is limited for everyone. Leverage your time, bring on an expert consultant, and automate as much as you can in your admin processes. Now, if you're still not sure the math really does math, I can give you the data. We have case studies. There's one 3-year study on the impact of automation of administrative processes. It looked at time saved due to automation, fewer errors, reduced data entry. It went deep enough to do the math on just the reduced cost of paper used. Then it looked at the time saved by the management team by automating their paperwork. Again, you don't have time to do the math. I've got it for you. Now, if you don't have time for the results of the case study, that's exactly why you need to see the case study. And truly, if you have time to master Excel, you have time to talk about automating, so you don't even need Excel. Our consultants and our integrated automated HCM platform might be the solution, that gives you the best of both worlds, which is time and money. Sounds like a win to me. Thanks for listening. Be well.
Business administration silos frustrate while costing time and money. The Benefit Company connects and simplifies human resources, payroll, benefits, and insurance. Keeps you regulation, including ACA compliant, allowing you to run your show. Insource, the Benefit Companies. ConnectandSimplify.com.